This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jack Danger, along with Jay Gatling. Jay, how you doing today, my man?
Doing awesome, Jack. Let's rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. So we got some interesting things to talk about today. Obviously, we got some possible evidence that the NFL players, some of them at least, are actually rigging bets. And it's pretty, believe it or not, it's pretty compelling evidence. I mean, it's actually pretty amazing. Kind of like the stuff we had before where we showed, that it looked like some of these games were actually rigged. We've got some interesting stuff like that. But the first thing that we have got to talk about, Jay, there is something going on in California. Now, we are investigating something ourselves, but this is this is absolutely insane. You remember the high-speed rail, Jay, the high-speed rail that never actually happened. Well, apparently, there is so much fraud going on with this. So get this. There was a clause in this high-speed rail contract called a non-execution of contract, where the contractors are owed $170,000 per day, Jay, if there are any delays whatsoever. And these people that did this investigation, I don't know their names. I know it's on Wall Street Apes on X. These people that did the investigation, they were able to find out that over $800 million has been paid out to those contractors for zero work to be done. $800 million for no work, Jay, just because of all these delays that are happening. I mean, it's insane. This is the kind of fraud that we're talking about. There's no way, like you say, you could be this bad by accident. Obviously, if you got a clause in there where you're getting paid $170,000 a day for delays, then you can go to the government or go to Gavin Newsom or whoever and say, hey, look, I'll split it with you if you cause delays. And there's been delays for years. Jay, what's going on here, man?
Well, it sounds like great work if you can get it, Jack.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? I would love to get paid $170,000 a day to do nothing.
Yeah, this sounds like a mafia no-show job. Or maybe when they just, they sit, in The Sopranos, when they would sit like on, in their chair, in the lawn chairs.
Exactly, yep.
Maybe, what the hell is, I tell you, Gavin Newsom, what is going to take for somebody to do something about this guy as far as, I don't know, look for some kind of crime that he's possibly committing? Can we do a deep dive into Gavin Newsom like we should have been doing a deep dive into Tim Walz? Do the people of California care? Jack,
it's so weird, though. They can't do anything about it because even recalls don't stand. You know how many times there have been recall petitions on Gavin Newsom and nothing happens? Do you know how many crimes that there actually are evidence of, but he's never prosecuted? Who's going to prosecute him? He's doing, I think most of his crimes are state crimes, and he is the person that can pardon himself. So you tell me what's going to happen.
Probably nothing. But
exactly.
This is a guy who wants to run for president. Gavin Newsom's record is so abysmal. The fact that he's even in the conversation to be president of the United States is just mind-blowing.
Oh, he's more than in the conversation. Believe it or not, if Republicans and conservatives, independents do not get justice, he actually has a very good chance. Believe it or not, right now, since the Republicans have not gotten the justice yet, he is actually leading J.D. Vance in the polls to be your next president.
I got to be honest. I don't believe that. That could be what
I do, honestly. I do.
I don't see how is it possible that guy is leading J.D. Vance.
Because we won't vote. We won't vote if we don't get justice. We just won't do it.
Then we're screwed because we've talked about this and I've said it. And I said, you better hold your nose and vote because if you don't, the alternative is going to be a lot worse and you're not going to like it. It might feel good for a second when you say, I'm not voting, screw them. And you're really not going to like it when that election turns out sideways.
No, you're absolutely right. And we should still vote because like we said before, Trump getting elected, just by him getting elected, he saved America. Even if he did nothing for the next 4 years, he still saved America because of how bad Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's policies are. So, I mean, you've got to vote for J.D. Vance, even if you're feeling sour on the Republicans and you know that they're not going to do shit. At least them not doing anything is much better than the Democrats doing their things.
And listen, even with people, the perceptions out there that nothing's going on, nothing's getting done, things are getting done by our president. If you look at what he has direct control over, because again, he's not a king. Even though people like to call him a king, he's not a king. If he was a king, he could be getting all these things that we want done by himself, but he's not allowed to do that, hence not a king. But when it comes to foreign policy, which the president of the United States has a lot of control over, pretty much unilateral control, look at the things he's gotten done. Look at the trade deals he's gotten done. Again, Taiwan today, I believe it's a $500 billion deal when it total. I mean, that's, again, it's just another win for this president. Things that he's gotten done, the way he's kept this economy, he's helping the economy. The economy's getting better. It's not great for everybody, but things are certainly moving in the right direction. He was handed an absolute dumpster fire, Jack, a dumpster fire on every front. Look what he's trying to do with immigration. Things are getting done. We need to keep reminding people of that, and we need to keep reminding people that the real problem is Congress.
You're absolutely right. They are the real problem. They are the, the do nothings, or the do harm, actually, more than even the do nothings. But, Deborah makes a good point here. She says that voting for Vance is not voting for Republicans. It's voting for MAGA. And remember that, everyone. And that's a good point. You see, here on this show, we try to be as unbiased as we can. And we've talked about this before. The problem is unbiased looks like right wing. Because right wing is more common sense, more just common sense. It's really the only thing you can say. They're more level-headed, But and the left wing is just absolutely insane because the radical extremists have taken over the left wing. So that's why unbiased looks like right wing. But I'm actually an independent. I am actually an independent. I think Jay, he's far right. I mean, he's gone. You can't even, there's no way you'll get him back to the center. He's gone.
Oh, so not true. Okay, first of all right. I am common sense. I'm America first. I'm common sense. I'm not America only, because I know America only was only good for so long. You can't be America only. We still.
I'm this close to America only, man. Yeah, I gotta say.
Well, we still have to worry about other countries in the world. We still have to assert our dominance in other parts of the world. We still, especially in this hemisphere, which we are now doing finally, because I think we ignored it for way too long. So President Trump's trying to make up for lost time in this hemisphere with trying to purchase Greenland, with what he's doing in Venezuela, all that stuff. But I am common sense. I am to the right, absolutely. But if you talk to me common sense down the middle, I'm there for it. I'm going to listen. And listen, I'll listen to John Fetterman all day at this point, because John Fetterman's the only Democrat who makes any sense, Jack, and he'll vote against what I want most of the time, I think. But he still at least has some common sense when he talks about immigration, when he talks about how we have to have some sort of, alliance with Israel in the Middle East. I'm not saying we have to bow down to Israel and all that, but we still have to be involved over there. Jack, would I love it in the perfect world to not be involved at all over there? Of course I would, but it's not a realistic point of view. It's just not.
Well, I mean, you're right. And believe it or not, and I never thought I'd say this in my lifetime, but a Democrat is actually the most center-leaning person there is. John Fetterman, to me, he leans a little left and he leans a little right, which is the most center you could possibly be. So Fetterman, like Deborah just said, that's a good point. Fetterman is an old-time Democrat. He's a real liberal. You know what I mean?
Yes, I would say he leans that way. I mean, the fact that he voted against the Lake and Riley Act, I think he did. That's concerning.
Well, that's what I said. He's both. He's left and right. That's why he's center.
But the fact that he did that, and somebody could double check me on that. So many things go on. I think he did vote against the Lake and Riley Act, and I say, if you're this immigration guy, you want common sense. That law's common sense. I mean, but listen, that aside, when I hear him at least speak, where he at least will be, you could actually have a conversation with him. And Jack, my point, my litmus test question got put to the test yesterday in the Senate with Josh Hawley with some OBGYN. Her name was, I forget, Dr. Verma, whatever her name was. My question came up. Can men get pregnant? And she couldn't answer the question. She refused to answer the question. So that person right there is a quote unquote left-leaning or leftist or Democrat that it's not even worth having the conversation with, because they're not starting off at a rational, honest place.
Well, see, people like that are not even left-leaning. They are a radical extremist at this point, I mean, if you can't answer a simple question like that, and this, I've got something to say to all those people. All right. If your genitalia does not determine your gender, how can removing it affirm your gender?
Exactly. That's the typical, two conflicting points of view in the same argument where you are supposed to accept both as truth. That's it. That's always the way it goes with these people. And Jack, here's what I'll say about her. Obviously not a stupid person, a medical doctor. I looked at her pedigree. It reads like a genius would, but she's also, in my opinion, got it. Big pharma. Jack, what is this gender stuff? What does it mean when you get somebody to do this to themselves? It's a lifelong, like a blank check for these pharmaceutical companies, for the medical industry, for these doctors, because they know once this starts at a young age, it's a lifelong obligation to treat these people and get paid to do so.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And in a short period of time, actually, we're going to have Theresa Longo on. She is going to be our special guest for today. She is, she's been nominated for several things as an actress. She won Miss Italy North America. She's, a very bright person, and she lives off the grid, which is something a lot of people have talked about wanting to do. So we're going to talk to her about that coming up in a little while. But first, Jay, I have got to bring out some more stuff from the NFL. You know how we talked about before that the NFL is rigged. Well, I happen to think that some of the players are actually rigging bets, and I want to tell you how I believe that. So I want you guys to check this out. Right here, this person made a bet, right? It was a $500 bet that was at plus 12,894 odds, right? So the place that he made this bet, which looks like FanDuel. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looks like based on this. So this $500 bet would have won $64,000, right? $64,000. Now, the last thing that he needed to win this bet was for Matthew Stafford to have at least one rushing yard. Okay? He only needed one rushing yard, Jay. Now, Matthew Stafford for the game had 2 rushing yards. I want you to see what he does in the last 7 seconds of this game. Are you familiar with how NFL players kneel? How they kneel the ball at the end of the game?
Yeah, they're going backwards. They're taking a loss.
Yeah, but usually they go straight down. Usually it's a yard back at the most. I want you to take a look at this. It almost looks as if FanDuel or somebody says something to him in his helmet, and he goes back 2 yards, which gives him 0 rushing yards on the day, which saves this company $64,000. I want you to take a look at this. This is absolutely, and it's compelling. It's compelling. All right, take a look.
Beat them by 3 in November. They return the favor here in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford.
Did you see that?
Yeah, just take the knee, dude.
Yeah, he takes the knee, but he makes sure he goes back 2 yards. Watch this. Watch where he makes sure he makes sure he kneels down at a certain spot. Watch his resistance. Watch this.
Beat him by 3 in November. They return the favor.
Right there, take the knee.
Here in the playoffs.
You see that?
Yeah, he could have taken the knee like 3 times.
Oh, yeah. But yet he goes back, makes sure he goes back at the correct spot. So that way they lose a $64,000 bet and the company gets to keep 64 grand. Now, to me, that's pretty damn compelling. You don't see shit like that every day. 7 seconds left in the game. For some reason, they're not even running after him, but he goes back 2 yards, make sure he even stutter steps a couple times to make sure he goes back to where he's supposed to be, Jay.
Well, Jack, I used to watch a lot of football before the league went totally communist and my favorite players started kneeling. So I used to watch a ton of football for, 35 years.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen a quarterback take a knee in that manner.
No, never.
So is there, hey, you guys watched it. You decide. It was strange.
It was you definitely decide if you think this man was told to take 2 steps back, 2 yards back, and then kneel. That way he has 0 rushing yards on the game, saving a company at least $64,000, because I've never seen a quarterback actually make sure he's in a certain spot before he kneels. Usually you just hike the ball, you kneel. They weren't even coming after him. I'm going to show everybody one more time. They were not even coming after him. Okay, watch this. They were not coming after him. He was just, I don't know, for some reason it seems like it's frozen here or something. But anyways, they were not even coming after him. It was crazy. I don't understand how that can be the case. Let me see if it's back from not being frozen. Okay, check this out. Look at this. They weren't even coming after him. They're standing
by
up.
3 in November.
Look, nobody's coming after him. He goes back a couple yards. Look at that.
Matthew Stafford.
He made sure he was at a certain spot before he knelt down. That is the most compelling thing I've seen for somebody doing something they're told.
Hey, listen, I think he would have been better off actually, turning around and running into the end zone for a safety.
There you go. He could have done that. He could, he could have pretended like he fumbled and then got it back 2 more yards. Oh yeah, would have been more realistic than the shit he just did. I mean, who does that?
I've never seen a quarterback take a knee like that. It's again, do we have proof? No, but again, the stuff that we've brought up with the NFL, and how many of you, and this is what I'll say again, how many times have you watched a game, everybody out there watching, and said that cannot have possibly just happened organically? You can't tell me that wasn't scripted or rigged or whatever. We've all said it. So again, you decide.
Exactly. It's I mean, it's there for you to decide, just like the last thing we brought up, for the NFL, where we put on some pretty compelling evidence, that they're rigging some of the games. So yeah, it's there for you to decide. I'm going to go ahead and move on to something that's actually quite hilarious. Did you see, and this is still part of the football thing, but it's going to be a quick thing. Did you see where Stephen A. Smith, he's a known Democrat who actually he's a ESPN reporter, but he's going to get into politics, I think. Did you see where he said that Charlie Kirk he had 8 catches for 144 yards? The guy's name is actually Christian Kirk. And how amazing is it that the guy's first name is Christian? But yet he said Charlie Kirk. We're talking Christian, which Charlie was, but then he said Charlie Kirk. I want you to see something that's both crazy and hilarious, Jay. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's absolutely great. Check it out.
We saw Charlie Kirk catch 8 receptions for 144 yards.
Yeah. Steps up, floats it. Looking downfield, and it
Look at Kirk. Look how good he's doing up there.
Kirk with a brilliant catch. Fake toss.
Look at that.
Wide open, spinning catch.
You see that? That's how it's done right there. Charlie Kirk showing people how to play football, Jay.
Yeah, I did see that. I did not see that with Charlie Kirk actually put on the screen. I did not see that one. But I did see Stephen A. Smith when he had that little slip up and said Charlie Kirk. And yeah, Stephen A. Smith, if you want to talk about a center kind of Democrat, he does have TDS. But Stephen A. Smith, if he actually got on a debate stage with a lot of these people, Jack, I think he'd make some noise. I really do. I've been covering him for a while.
No, he'd win some elections. He's very good at public speaking. He's very good. And he keeps a real opinion. You can tell that he's not being told what to say.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I love that.
I'll give him that for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So, and I used to watch ESPN long before, he was into politics, back when it was, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless on ESPN First Take. I used to love watching that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. ESPN, unfortunately, it went the way of the woke. It just did. And it's become pretty much.
It's owned by Disney. What do you expect?
Exactly. I mean, it's become pretty much unwatchable for people like me and probably you and a lot of people watching us. It's just hard to take.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got something on the cool side that I want to show you guys real quick. I think you're going to like this a lot. So apparently there was a guy in Florida who tracked down a child predator on the highway. It's somebody that's known in his neighborhood. They call him the child pedophile or something throughout his neighborhood. So he knows who the guy is. He happened to see him on the highway with 2 little boys, two small boys in his car, even though he's a known pedophile. So, and these 2 boys were missing. They were runaway children. They were missing children, and they were in this guy's car. What he did was spectacular. I want you guys to see this real quick, Jay, because what he did was absolutely amazing. Take a listen.
591, where's the location of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. There's a child pedophile with 2 kids in his truck. One's a runaway.
Where are you at, sir?
He's coming down US 1. His name's Darnell.
A caller who knew Harrison and knew he is a registered sex offender just happened to see him on the road. He dialed 911 after spotting him with what looked like 2 underage boys in the car.
Do you know this person?
He's our neighborhood child pedophile, and there's 2 missing kids that run away from out there, and he's got 2 teenage boys in the back of his truck.
The caller followed the truck down US 1.
You don't have to continue following.
Oh, no, I'm following until I see a cop pull his over, because he's got 2 kids in his car. Because if a cop don't pull him over, I'm going to pull him over, and it ain't going to be pretty.
Deputies ultimately found the truck, and after a bit of a struggle, had Harrison in handcuffs.
That is how it's done right there, Jay. That is absolutely amazing. This guy saw a known pedophile with 2 young boys in his vehicle, called the police, followed him until the police pulled him over and handcuffed his ass and took him to prison.
Yeah, that guy's a hero. I mean, absolute hero. That's what a hero looks like, everybody. I mean, and he's right. No, I'm going to keep following him until you guys get him. He's not getting out of my sight. And absolutely effing right. Good on him.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, to see that, to see somebody do that kind of thing, we need more of that. We need more caring in this country, honestly. And we don't seem to have nearly enough of it because, this is a rare thing. And, it shouldn't be.
Jack,
citizen heroes. Go ahead.
No, I'm watching that video, and at the end, it looks like they almost end up in the middle of the highway with this guy as cars are going by.
Yeah, he actually tried to run away. There was a scuffle, and then they had to arrest him. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that looked like it could have went real bad, but I'm glad it didn't.
And I can tell you right now that even when you're making that kind of phone call, it still takes the police a while to respond. So had he not followed him, he probably would have got away with those two children.
And here's my question. What's with the 911 operator? You don't have to follow him. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean I don't got to what kind of advice is that?
That's crazy. You'll never see those kids again.
Horrible. She should be she needs a little retraining because that was
we need
horrible
to tar
advice.
and feather her, Jay.
Yeah, listen, retrain, tar, feather. You don't tell people
same
who
thing.
have
Retrain, tar, same thing.
You don't tell people who are tailing known pedophiles who have kids in the car who are runaways to stop following him. Don't worry about it. Hello,
hey,
no.
Listen to this. Listen to this. One of our listeners, actually, Deborah, one of our main listeners here, says that at the end, the 15-year-old who was in the back of the truck with the 11-year-old took off in the truck, wrecked the police car, and totaled the truck. They think he was working with the adult to lure kids. Kind of like who was it that used to lure kids with it was a serial killer that used to have another kid. It was like John Wayne Helmsley and somebody, I can't remember. It was like Dean something. I can't remember his name. But anyways, he used to the same kind of thing. This kid was 17 years old or 15 years old with the adult to help lure little boys with him. That's crazy stuff. That's stuff of, serial killer type shit.
That is crazy. And listen, obviously he's manipulated this 15-year-old to be, I mean, this is sick. And again, this is why you watch this program. I'm on X all the time. I did not see. Why is this not a huge story?
It should be, especially with the ending the way it was. I mean, that's insane.
Especially with that ending. That is insane. My God.
It absolutely is. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and bring in our special guest. It is Theresa Longo. She has been she's been nominated for a Best Supporting Actress award for the film Blur that she did at the Berlin Film Festival. She has also won Miss Italy North America, and she currently lives off the grid. We can't tell you where. She is in an undisclosed location at this moment, and we're going to go ahead and bring her in. We really appreciate you getting in with us, Theresa. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks, Jack. AJ.
Yeah,
no, Theresa.
We really appreciate having you here. I know you're even though you're in an undisclosed location, would you be willing to tell us where you are right here on live television?
Okay, there's no addresses here, but I am in the middle of the jungle in Central America. Just got done my first session.
How amazing is that? Look at that. She is in the middle of the jungle in the South America. She is living off the grid. This right here is something that every conservative, every person with common sense has wanted to do. They want to get away from the surveillance of the government. They want to kind of just be by themselves, be to themselves, even if it's with other people, but at least you're not, being run by the government, basically. So, Theresa, why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about it? Tell us what it's like living off the grid and what kind of stuff can you still do? What kind of stuff do you still have? And what do you miss?
Well, it's great. We have access to everything. We have technology now. There's great stores. We are self-reliant. We're surrounded by people who share the same values of self-reliance. We're outside of the system. We're outside of the confines of society. And really for us, the breaking point was the pandemic. So with all of that stuff, those mandates, everything that was so treasonous and just so tyrannical, we wanted to escape all of that. And we found that this place is just really nice to do that away from government. Our neighbors are very private people. We're very private people. So we all kind of share those same self-sustaining values. Some of the things I miss though sometimes, and which I do love every time I go back to Canada or the USA, is convenience. Like I love having a dishwasher. I love like you can get ice on the fridge, you know, like stuff like that, or like sometimes hot water because it's just so hot here. We don't even have hot water.
Oh,
but
wow.
like, learn to appreciate less. You know, I feel like I can go without my phone a lot of time. I can't.
But you're doing it. You are doing what everybody talks about doing, but nobody ever actually has the guts to do. So, I mean, I commend that. I think that's absolutely amazing.
Oh, Theresa, let me ask you, how do you get electricity, water?
Yeah, we do. We have it. We have river water that has been like made potable and like runs into our property. We also have electricity hooked up and everything like that. We have a Starlink going. So it's just really nice to live off grid. We've already started planting. So there's nice weather year round here. So we started to be a little more sustainable food wise too. We're planting melons, guayabana, mango, avocado, a lot of different coconut stuff that's seasonal and local to us. So that's a big part of it, is growing our own stuff too.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So we have a one of our listeners here has a question. Do you guys have like pharmaceuticals, like medicine? Like, do you have access to healthcare?
Yes, and you know what? Even easier and better than I had in Canada or in the US. And one of the things that really red pilled me here was during the pandemic, I went into the pharmacy and I was like, oh, I have a sore throat. I think it's COVID. And do you know what she said to me?
What?
She said, are you dying? And I was like, no. So, man.
And they won't give you ivermectin or anything that can actually cure you.
They can. They do, definitely.
I mean, but in the US, they wouldn't do that. Yeah.
That's right. You can get anything over the counter here. Like here, if you know what you need, you can go in and say it and they'll give you whatever you need without seeing a doctor. That's another really nice thing about being here. But I really was red pilled here because they're no nonsense. Like they're not, you know, like, are you dying? No. And then that really put it in perspective.
Yes.
Like, it's just another flu.
How far away are you, Theresa? How far away are you to the nearest doctor?
It's remarkably, even though we're probably about 10 minutes, I would say.
Wow, that's not bad at all. Do you have are you able to
Jack, how many people are in your community? Like you said, you have neighbors, and how many people are around you? Like if you need help,
where I am right now, we have a few neighbors, but where our property is, there's only 2 or 3 people nearby. It's very remote. There's people that want to keep their privacy, you know, intact for whatever reason. There's some celebrities around there. There's no addresses. Wow. So I was just marveling about this the other day. There's like, we were trying to get there on the moto and the backwoods way, and there's like not even a road.
I was going to ask, how do you get around in the jungle there?
So we're on moto a lot, and then sometimes people have quads. But then as well, we have an automobile, like for the real roads. But if you want to get to our place backwoods style, like it's pretty wild. There's no roads, really.
That is so cool. So how did you, we have another question from the audience. How did you find this community?
Oh, in the pandemic. So we were already kind of living here. We've been married down here, and we saw some farmland. It was strategic. We just we came across some land that I was like, you know what, this is great. It's it's near main road. We have electricity. We kind of weighed all our options. The prices were low because of the pandemic. So anytime you can kind of get to a place and capitalize on something like that, personally, I thought it was a great investment. And now hopefully it'll set us up for staying outside the confines of society.
That is an incredible investment, and it's something that I think a lot of people should do, because, you know, if it gets to the point where they do that kind of pandemic thing again, obviously they wouldn't do it like that. They would have some other way of being able to lock you down, because that was more like a test thing. How many people are going to be obedient, you know, that kind of thing. So now they know. So if they were to do that thing again, you have somewhere to go, or you're already going to be there to where you're outside their reach. That's excellent.
I kind of foresee them doing that about the climate. That's what I've always said. I'm like, that is so going to be the next thing, especially in Canada. Like, they're going to be like, oh, you know, you've hit your quota, whatever.
Canada is so tyrannical, though. And you live in Canada. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's like living there when you've been in Canada?
Yeah, I'm 5th generation Canadian. My family was there from like Ireland, England, before there was even a government. They used to write the births, deaths in the Bible. Wow. And so my family just has been there for so long. We've seen so many changes, but being there during the pandemic, I couldn't believe they were trying to tell me where to go, what I had to do, hotel at your own expense when you land in an airplane, no more via rail. putting stickers on our jackets to show that we were vaccinated or not. I'm like, what is this? Like,
Amazing how they just ignore all their own laws. And then the trucker thing, the fact that they debanked these people, they took all their money, even though all they were doing was doing a peaceful driving protest, but they ruined these people's lives. So it's actually so smart that you live off the grid. That is wonderful. Jay, you have any more questions about that?
Yeah. I was reading about it, and you had a little adventure with venomous ants. Could you tell people, is this did you have something going on with ants or something when you first started doing this?
Ants are my arch enemy here. I swear, you always got to be on ant watch. Like, if you're just hanging up clothes, you look down and there's 50 on your foot and they bite so bad. It's awful. But the bullet ants are really something I don't like here. So
yeah.
I'm learning the art of like managing ants. If you see one, you got to be real careful with how you deal with it so it doesn't bite you. So it's great. Like, I feel like, I'm learning a lot about.
So it's part of one of the disadvantages, or what you got to get used to, living where you live now.
Yeah.
Are you also a pro surfer?
Yeah, I am. I've competed. My husband's my coach, so he's always pushing me to get better and to push myself. So these are unique talents like that we have. We try to build ourselves up in different things outside of society that we can do things that we love we can work at what we love, because I feel like, Jay, there's nothing better than when you do what you love and you see the rewards from it. So I highly encourage everybody to do that if they want to pursue their own lifestyle outside of regular 9-to-5 work.
That is so awesome. So tell me, what are some of the other hazards of living in the jungle? Like, are there snakes? What kind of stuff is there?
Oh yeah, like I see sharks every day. I see stingray when I'm out surfing.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I definitely have wildlife encounters. I have a pet spider named Wolfie. He lives in the kitchen. He's there every day. He's huge. He's awesome.
Oh, so he's not in a cage. He's just in the kitchen.
He's just there, yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. That is cool.
Big Wolfie, yeah. And so what I haven't seen though in this trip yet is a big snake. So I'm really hoping. We caught an iguana the other day that was like this big.
Oh wow, and I love nature like that too. So many people are afraid of that kind of thing, but I would love to see a snake and stuff like that too. We have another question. What do you do for entertainment and fun out there?
Oh, well, we're outside a lot. Like, we're in nature a lot. We're going to explore. We're trying to find bugs. We're trying to, we have face paint stuff. We do surfing and sports. There's a lot of things we can do. We try to leave the screens behind more. I think that's going to become more of a trend, too, is leaving behind tech. If you can get away from your screen a little bit, it's kind of a luxury now when you can,
So tell me real quick. Can you show us the spider? Is the spider around where we can see it? Can you grab it and show it to us on your hand? Can you go grab it?
I'm kind of afraid of touching it.
No, I wouldn't want to touch it either. I don't blame you.
I got to tell you, most people I know would not be okay with this spider just roaming around the house.
No, I wouldn't be able to sleep in there with that thing. I'd be thinking it's crawling on me and stuff all the time.
Yeah, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night with a spider across your head? Or
that's the scariest part ever. That's scarier to me than anything is getting up in the middle of the night to use the washroom. That's where I found the biggest deadly spider. Because you don't go without a light. That's a great point, Jay.
Is this full time now, or are you still going back and forth? Or
we go
at
back
one point though, do you want this to be full time?
We're kind of hoping that. I really hope that. And it depends on the future of Canada. I still have a lot of family there, but I'm booked at a lot of great events in Canada, especially the Canadian International Auto Show coming up. So I'll be doing a lot of great stuff in Canada this year and hopefully making some trips to the U.S. God, I love the U.S.
Yeah, that would be. So tell us real quick about the film that you were in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about making that film? You said there was somebody that most people might know that actually helped produce that film or something, and you were nominated for best supporting actor for that film at the Berlin Film Festival. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was my entry into the Film Fest circuit, and Steve Sharippa of The Sopranos actually was a co-producer on that. So cool.
That is cool.
The best part of that story is I was actually offered the lead role, and it was a story about a couple going through across America in a car, and she was cheating on her phone the whole time right next to him. So can you imagine they're that close in a car, but
Mhm.
she's cheating and she's going in all the truck stops and doing all this nasty
Wow.
stuff. And I'm like, that's not for me. I don't want that role. I don't want to be seen like that. I don't want to be doing sex scenes. I don't want none of that.
That's
I
very
want
smart.
I can show my parents. So
Mhm.
instead of giving me the lead role, they wrote me a part,
Mhm.
which was a supporting part. I just stuck to my guns. I said no to that stuff. So I remember them saying to me on camera, like, Teresa, if you say no to this, you'll never get another Hollywood lead role again. And I was like, who cares? I don't care. I'll make my own role, you know, like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
you've done very well for yourself. You won Miss Italia North America. Why don't you tell people a little bit about that? What is it like, winning a crown like that and then going to compete like globally?
I was so surprised. I didn't even know at first that I won because they were speaking Italian and I had
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my agent ran over and was like, "You need to be more happy. You just won. You're going to Italy." So it was so cute. But I did learn a lot. Now I do speak conversational Italian, and I just wanted to represent us the best that I could over there. It was a real honor, Jack, to go do Miss Italy World.
Listen,
That is
I
so
want to
cool.
get back. We glossed over Steve Sharippa too quickly. All right, because
Tell people who he is real quick, Jay, so people know his name. Who he is.
That's Bobby Bacala from The Sopranos.
And everybody has to know who that is.
He was the one who took care of Uncle Junior, in
Mhm.
a lot of the show, and then he became Tony's brother-in-law. He
One of the
married,
best actors in the show. Yeah.
he married Janice. I'm correct on that, right? So I want to ask you, if it was me, I just would have been doing, Sopranos lines all day long with him.
Like a super fan, yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have been like a fanboy, for Steve Sharippa. But how was that? I mean, did you guys talk about that show? Because obviously that show is iconic. I mean, it's still today. It's an iconic show. It's one that everybody watches still. I would watch it over and over. So did you guys talk about The Sopranos a lot? And did he bring it up? And did he talk about James Gandolfini and anything like that?
I had to pitch myself a lot that was even happening, that it was associated with such a high profile guy like Steve Sharippa. But to be totally honest with you, the whole thing happened without me even meeting the guy. So I actually had never talked to him. I only heard feedback later that he was happy with my performance and that
That's cool.
So I got that kind of feedback after, but there was no real opportunity. If you can believe it or not, it's such a weird world, Hollywood. Like, even filming this film, I was really only with the director and a couple of the key characters, the main couple.
Yeah, they kind of keep it separate. Yeah.
They do. It's kind of, it's a little bit like a cartel. You're only in this group. You don't need to know about the rest.
But how great is that though? That he gave you, positive feedback on your own, acting performance. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was so stoked about that. That was a real highlight of my career. I feel so grateful. I'm always thankful.
Very cool. Jay, real quick before we move on to something, do you have any more questions about her living off the grid? Because I know, again, even the people that are here, even the listeners are all saying, I wish I could live like that. So real quick, actually, before you even say, real quick, tell the listeners honestly, what is it really like living there? I mean, I know you've described certain things, but I mean, for people that are like, say they're addicted to their phone or they're always, they need conveniences of life. I mean, what would it really be like for them living there?
I say you can do it. You can definitely do it. And a good thing always is a trial run. Like, you can come to Central America. You can go to places outside where you are. You can go to the Florida Keys or somewhere nice outside of where you are and rent. Get into local groups. You can find them on Facebook. You can ask AI. Connect with some locals. Find a local spot that you can stay at first and test the waters, see if you like it. See if you like the area. Make sure you assimilate. Like, I assimilated here a lot. I speak fluent Spanish. I cook the foods they like. I do the Christmas traditions they do. I really assimilate. I believe that anywhere I go. So I respect the culture a lot. And I did a trial run. So I found out what I liked. I stayed there. It's so cheap here. There's a few $100 rental. You leave your surfboard, you leave your stuff and go back to the US and try it out. You just got to lose your fear. Travel light. Make sure you travel light too, because, you'll get used to it, but leave some clothes somewhere and then go back, go here.
Those are great advice. Honestly, the trial run, great advice.
Yeah.
Did you build this? Did you build your house from the ground up?
We are.
You're in the process of still doing this, correct? I read you were like digging out a sun deck or something. And so you guys are building this from the ground up. yourselves.
Literally. Yeah, we got the electrician there now, and like we're just kind of building a whole bunch of stuff. But my husband and I do a lot of work. We do a lot of hard labor ourselves. Like, who else is gonna do it? We got to get this done. So we've been doing that, and it saves us a lot too to do it that way. So don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. I think a lot of us Republicans know what that's like. We work for ourselves. We're not afraid of hard work. So
yep, the Republicans are the blue collar workers, and I got to say, I want to tell you that I appreciate the fact that you try to assimilate to every culture that you're in, because that's not something you see, especially now here, actually all over the world, really, but especially in Western civilization. It's almost like you got all these governments, Canada, the UK, even America, that are importing these people so they won't assimilate. They're importing them all at one time. It's like they're trying to bring in multiculturalism. That way there is no single culture anymore. So that way the whole world is like one multicultural pot, to where there are no borders and there are no countries. It's just one globalist thing. That seems to be like the wet dream here. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I assimilate anywhere I go. When I went to Italy, I studied Italian for 3 months. When I'm living here, I need to speak fluently with my extended family here. So it's just something you have to do. It's crazy to me to watch that. I see that a lot in Canada, downtown Toronto. I'll be on the streetcar somewhere and I hear languages I don't even know. There's billboards and advertisements and that's sure is in English or French. So it's just really interesting. I know it's happening a lot across the United States and some of those Democrat-heavy states too, that they're seeing that a lot. I mean, it's so backwards.
Would it be even accepted where you are? If you didn't assimilate, it probably would not be accepted.
That's the thing. They're cutthroat here. They're like, if you don't assimilate, you're just a gringia.
But there's not like a government that runs your community. That was just you. The reason that the people don't have to assimilate in these countries is because the government runs everything. They decide, but you guys can decide for yourselves if you want somebody in there that's not going to assimilate.
That's such a great point. If you are not assimilating, you're an outsider here. But in these other places, it's almost like if you're not assimilating, they give you more. They give you
exactly. Great point.
Yeah, it's like the people. It's like the people that are native are the ones, the bad guys, because you know what I mean. Where you are, it's like no, it's our way or the highway, and either take it or get out. I mean, that's kind of the way it should be.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. I respect that about the United States. That's why I respect President Donald Trump so much. What he's doing for you every single day, he's making America so great. I love to see it.
I love that you said that because too many people don't appreciate the man enough, Theresa. I love it.
Yeah, God bless him.
No, you're right. They don't appreciate him enough. I mean, there are some things that I wanted to talk about later on that are a little strange. You remember actually, I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up now since she brought up Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and talk about, some of the politic and headline things that we wanted to talk about. So, Donald Trump, you remember how, and again, we're Trump supporters, but, we also call out things that we see on both sides that we don't believe are the way it should be. So Donald Trump promised, he basically promised that everybody would get $2,000 checks from these tariffs. Jay, I'm sure you heard it. Everybody heard it. Mid 2026 is when it's going to happen. So there is actually some audio that just came out where Donald Trump is basically saying, they ask him about it. And it's almost like he doesn't even remember saying it. He's like, what? When? He's like, $2,000 checks. When did I say that? And then when they kind of push him about it, he's like, let's say late 2026. I want you guys to listen to this. Tell me what you think. If you think that did he really forget this? I mean, is it coming to that point? Tell me what you guys think about this audio right here. I want you to give me 1 second.
$2,000.
Yeah, I want you to hear this real quick. Take a listen.
You promised $2,000 checks to Americans based off of your tariff revenues.
I did do that. When did I do that?
Well, I mean, you're
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, I did 1776 for the military, right?
When will those Americans get those checks?
Well, I am going to. The tariff money is so substantial that's coming in that I'll be able to do 2,000 sometime. I would say toward the end of the year.
Toward the end of the year. And see, the reason I find this strange is because, first of all, it seemed like he didn't even remember it, and then he kind of pushes it back at the end. The end of 2026. I mean, I got to ask you, by the time he's done being president, and again, we're Trump supporters, but I got to call out things the way I see him. By the time he's done being president, he will be the oldest president in American history. So tell me, does it look like, I mean, do you see a little slippage here? I want to know.
No.
No? Are you sure? Did you hear the audio?
Did I say that? Did I say? He says that all the time. Did I really say
that?
Does he? He does say that. And here's what I'll say. I got to be honest. I don't want people getting $2,000 checks right now.
That's a separate issue here, though.
And did he? I don't think he's slipping. I'm not going.
Sure.
I'm positive.
And I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just asking the question. That's all I'm doing. What do you think, Theresa? Honestly,
What do you think,
I think
Theresa?
he's a man of his word. I think Donald Trump's a man of his word. One of my business managers actually had the chance to photograph him and hang out with him before.
Oh, wow.
So he said that Donald Trump in person was really witty and funny and really respectable guy. Like, he was a real man of his word. So I've always thought of him that way as well. I think
the amazing thing is how sharp he still is, though, at his age. Even if you can, let's say that was a slip. Let's say it was, just hypothetically. He's still unbelievably sharp for his age. The man works like 22, 23 hours a day. Yeah. I don't see how he ever has a chance to sleep. And he's not only is he working for the American people, he has to fight his own administration, not just the Democrats. He has to, basically scream at the Department of Justice to do anything. I mean, Theresa, what do you think? I want to know, what do you think about Pam Bondi? Here's a woman who doesn't seem to do anything. I mean, what is she doing?
I know. I want to see some arrests happening. I'm going to be really happy once I start seeing people in handcuffs.
Do you think that'll actually happen with Pam Bondi as head of the DOJ?
It's such a pipe dream. I really hope it does. Like, in my heart of hearts, I do, guys. Because look at the widespread corruption. It's blatant. It's right in our face. How can they let it go?
We still have a little time, Theresa. We talk about it all the time, Jack and I. We got a little time, but they got to strike at the right time before the midterms to get.
It's got to be before the midterms. It has to be.
Yeah, and I saw, it's funny, we saw her last night. She was on Sean Hannity again, and my wife always says, "Oh my God, I just want to know who a plastic surgeon is." That's what my wife always says. I see her last night. I said to my wife, I go, "She's on Sean Hannity." I go, "She looks really good. I got to give it to her. She looks really good." But again, get off of Sean Hannity and get to work. And I'm sure she works. And listen, things are,
does she?
There are things that get done. There are, but we want what we want. This is what Jack says all the time. We voted for certain things. We need to have it happen soon.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, who is absolutely awesome, who I would love to see president of America in 2028. And his name is actually Karol Nawrocki, or I think that's how you say it. He's actually the president of Poland right now. He is, obviously he can't be the president of America, but he is absolutely amazing. This man just vetoed a bill that it would implement the European Union censorship, the Digital Services Act, which is what they use to arrest 12,000 people for social media posts last year. That's what they use. And the European Union forces their laws on all the countries that are in the Union. But he vetoed that bill for Poland. He is absolutely amazing. Poland is like it's like the prototype of what you want every country to be right now.
They're the gold standard. Yes. Amen.
Theresa, let me ask you, you were born in Canada?
Yes, I was born in Canada.
So do you appreciate, like, guess coming from somebody who's born in Canada, which is obviously has socialized medicine, obviously doesn't have the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, Second Amendment. Do you appreciate the United States that much more than maybe somebody who's born here and takes it for granted?
Well, I can't speak for Americans. You guys are so amazing. But I really do think I grew up with Americana culture, and I know we would be in a far worse off place if it weren't for America. And America just has such influence, and you're just so great. I can't even understate it, how great America is, and the era that I grew up into in like the 90s America.
Oh, the 90s was the last great decade. Right? Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think about Carney, though? Because, Justin Trudeau was absolutely probably the worst prime minister in world history, if you ask me. That guy was one of the worst people. But now Carney somehow won, and he's basically the same thing. He's like a carbon copy. How in the hell did he win?
Carbon copy 2.0. I don't know. I have this odd theory. I think they were bussing in votes to key ridings because our representation is not proportional in Canada. We have some of these areas that their votes seem to matter a lot more. And there's a lot.
It's weird the way Canada does that. You're right, because in some areas in Canada, it does matter a lot more than the rest. It's very strange how their elections go.
Yeah, they have more seats in Parliament. So Toronto area, and then you have a lot of people that work for the government. You have a lot of immigrants there in Toronto. You have a lot of stuff going on. It's so shady about our election system. And
hey, it's no better in America, I'll tell you.
Well, no, we have our own problems. But when Polyev, I thought Polyev chucked it. I'm like, what happened to this guy?
He was so awesome, though. He was
what happened to him? No, it's like he kind of just like when President Trump got elected, I don't know what happened to him. He kind of ran away from Trump and he chucked it to me. He had it.
Yeah, he did. Man. He was so popular. Such a wild time.
And he was incredible.
Really going down. I mean, the more you make there, the more they take. The government is just really crushing people there. It's sad.
Did you see the video of him where he actually made a leftist journalist look stupid just while he was eating an apple? Yeah. Did you see that? Oh, that was so awesome. Best video I have ever seen to make somebody look stupid.
So Theresa, let me just ask you the question then. Would you have a problem with Canada being the 51st state?
Oh my God.
First state, can't wait.
I don't want Canada. We don't want Canada. No,
what are you talking about?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, for real. Like I even lost my neighbor won't talk to me anymore because I said that. He's like, "What do you think about Carney?" And I said, "51st state, can't wait." And he's like, "Get out of my house."
What does he like, Carney or something? Does he like? He wants? Oh my goodness, that's insane.
Canadians, well, they're so propagandized too there.
Yeah, that's true. America's the same way.
Same way. Into the paper news, they got these news sources that have been just totally usurped for total societal control.
Real quick, we have a question from the audience, and it says, "How did she get to be Miss Italy being Canadian?" She actually won Miss Italy North America, the North American version of Miss Italy, and then she went on, to compete in Miss Italy. So I just wanted to answer that question. But somebody else asked, "Where do you get your news right now?"
I get my news a lot on X.
You do excellent. Right? That's the best spot. Best place to get your news.
Truth a little bit too. Like I like to see what President Trump's saying, of course, but I think X is like the latest. It's the big breaking of news. You can get anything, anytime, live. I mean, we're finding things out now on X, literally days ahead of the mainstream media conglomerate.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, Theresa, I can't let you go without asking you from Canada. Who's your favorite hockey team?
Oh, okay. You guys are going to love this. My favorite hockey team is the Florida Panthers.
Oh, yes. I'm from Florida, so that's huge. See, that's great. That's great.
How did that happen? Hold on a minute. They've won the last 2 Stanley Cups, so you better tell me you were there during the hard times, too, or else we're going to have a problem.
We might have a problem. I followed over Brad Marchand because I loved Boston before. I was a big Boston.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Well, see, since I'm from Florida, so I love that answer. That's a great answer.
I can't stand Brad Marchand. I'm older than you guys. I grew up when the New York Islanders. I'm from Long Island, and I grew up when they were winning 4 straight Stanley Cups. So I've been an Islander fan my entire life.
Well, I just have to say to you guys, to you two, who the hell watches hockey in America? You watch hockey?
Hey, Jack.
It's like watching soccer in America. What are you doing,
please.
Jay?
What are you talking about? Listen, you know what? Me and you are going to have to talk after this show. That's it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, real quick, before we still got a few more minutes, I want to ask, what do you guys think about Donald Trump wants to get Greenland, and I actually think that's a good idea. But now there was two different places that are sending troops now. You got Denmark, who just boosted their military presence in Greenland, but then you also got Germany, who is deploying non-NATO troops to Greenland. I mean, are we going to have a war over Greenland here? What's going on? No. Either of you can answer that.
I'll answer first. No, there will not be a war over Greenland. The United States will end up, my prediction, purchasing Greenland. That's what's going to happen in the end. That's what we're going to do. We're going to buy it. Theresa, what do you think?
I think so, especially with the incentive there. I heard that Trump might offer every Greenland citizen a little bit of cold, hard U.S.
Well, no, see, that's going to piss me off because where's my 100K? Oh, no. If he's going to buy them and give them that money, he's got to give every American citizen that too. I want the 100K. What I'm going to do is before he buys it, I am going to go get a citizenship in Greenland, and then I'm going to get my money.
There you go. Listen, we need Greenland for the Golden Dome. We need it's part of the Golden Dome, and we sure as hell can't have China or Russia or anybody else, one of those countries, going in there and take. No way. It's a strategic move, strengthening up the Western Hemisphere once again. President Trump's the man.
We need Greenland. We need Canada. I think we're going to get Panama. We're going to go after Mexico. I think we're going to get Cuba. Yeah, I think we're going to go, we're going to get everybody. It's going to be, we're the globalists now, Jay.
Build the empire. No, we're the empire, Jack.
The empire. We're the new Roman Empire. That's what I like to hear.
Let's go. I'm here for it. Hey, I'm here. I'm Italian. Let's go. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely love that. That is amazing. And if we get Greenland, that would be great. I would kind of feel a little jealous though about the 100K. I might actually go, get dual citizenship, like everybody in Congress has dual citizenship with some other country. I think I might have to do that just to claim my money. But real quick, like I said, we still got a few more minutes. I wanted to ask you guys. So, did you hear about Russia actually issuing a warning to the United States? Any attack on Iran, any U.S. attack on Iran would be considered categorically unacceptable and would be the gravest mistake, is what I heard. Russia actually warning the U.S. about Iran. And I will say this, and I'm going to be honest with you, Putin and Donald Trump are the only two that I believe are the only two heads of a superpower country that are not part of this globalist cabal now that wants to make the whole country or the whole world into one big country. You know what I mean? They're the last two, I think. So I don't think they need to be going head to head. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Teresa.
Yeah, no, I mean, Putin, you're so right. He really has established a culture there, and they don't deviate from that at all. It's great.
No, and he tells Western people what's wrong. I mean, he's like, you guys, are worshiping Satanism and all this other stuff. In Russia is actually a safe and decent country. People down it all the time because that's the propaganda. Oh, Putin bad guy. Just like in America, oh, orange man, Trump bad guy. So if they're saying Putin and Trump are the bad guys, those are the only two good guys.
I think it's saber rattling. That's what I think it is. I don't think that if we do anything in Iran, I don't think Russia's going to do a damn thing.
No, they have to say that. It's something that he has to say because it's part of their pact with Iran, but I don't think they would actually do anything either if you want the truth.
Absolutely not. They will not. 100%.
No.
Teresa, what do you think? You agree?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't think there's going to be any big blow up there. If anything, President Trump has a track record of showing that he doesn't operate like that. So I have a lot of faith in the president going forward, that he's really going to make some key decisions here going forward. Like you guys said, that is only going to strengthen everything and hopefully push some of those globalist wankers out of here.
I completely agree. And that's why I think that him and Putin are kind of working on things behind the scenes, if you ask me, because they are the last two heads of superpowers that are not part of this globalist cabal. So, and that's why, they got the media and the propaganda and everything hating both of them, because they are the ones that, I would like to see them team up, Russia and the U.S. team up, go get all the countries you want, fight the globalists, let's make one big Russia and one big U.S., right?
Even look at what's happening in some of these places, like the stifling of the freedom of speech and the UK, and then they're
crazy.
Canada and
crazy.
And it's just a slippery slope, guys, of things to come much worse in some of those places. So,
imagine if they get the digital ID. If they get the digital ID and bring the social credit score to the UK like they have in China, it would be insane.
Real quick, Jack, I think that just got kind of shot down in England because of so much public pressure. I think
at the moment.
The
moment it has, but Keir Starmer's still trying to bring it back. He is one of the worst globalists out there, and he's trying to bring digital ID back because he knows once you get digital ID, then you can control everything. Because if you have to purchase things with your digital ID, they can shut your digital ID off. If you say something bad against the government, they can make sure your car doesn't start for 24 hours. They can make sure that you can only eat so much meat throughout the week. They can make sure you only fly twice a year. If you have a digital ID, they can shut down everything.
Well, who won't have to worry about that?
Who's that?
Teresa.
That's right, Teresa. Excellent job here with us today, and it's great that you are living off the grid. Thank you so much for the answers that you gave. I mean, I think they really enjoyed it because they had a lot of good questions for you. You had some great answers, and you really did a great job here. And thank you so much for answering all of our questions. We really appreciate it. Jay, you got anything to say before we go?
No, it was a pleasure. It really was. It was a lot of fun. And really, you did a fantastic job on here. And your take on President Trump, absolutely on the money. You get it.
You do. You do.
Thank you, guys. It's been an honor to talk to you. And I love to talk to a fellow Italian too, Jay. And Jack Danger, your show is awesome. I tune in all the time. Everybody keep watching because this is a great show.
We really appreciate you coming on, and you know, we'd love to have you again. You're very bright, and we love the things that you do. We love your you know, your opinions, and you know, it's excellent. So we'd love to have you on again. You have anything to say? Do you want to tell people your X handles or anything like that before we go?
Cool. Yeah, I need a little help there because I'm all suppressed since I spoke out too much in the pandemic. My ad handle is Theresa with an H Longo, Theresa Longo.
Excellent. Excellent, guys. Well, thank you very much, Theresa Longo. Thank you, Jay. It's been a great show. So for Jay Gatling, I'm Jack Danger, and thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.